Welcome to English Grammar 1, Unit 32, must, mustn't, and needn't. Must, mustn't, and needn't are used to express necessity. Must is followed by the base form without to, infinitive without to, and mustn't is followed by the base form, infinitive without to, and needn't as well. It's followed by the base form. And they mean it is not necessary to do something, but there is a difference between must and mustn't and needn't. You must do something, it is necessary that you do it. Don't tell, for example, don't tell anybody what I said. You must keep it a secret. You must keep it a secret means you are not allowed to tell anybody. It is prohibited to tell anybody. You must keep it a secret. Here we have must followed by the base form keep. It is not necessary to tell anybody. You cannot tell anybody. You are not allowed to tell anybody. We haven't got much time. We must hurry. We must hurry means it is necessary to hurry. It is necessary to hurry. We have no other choice but to do this, to be in hurry. You mustn't do something, the negative. It is necessary that you don't do it, or it is necessary that you don't do something. There is obligation not to do. There is necessity not to do something. You must keep it a secret. Here it is necessary to keep it a secret. You mustn't tell anybody else. Here you are not allowed to tell anybody else. Don't tell anybody else. Mustn't followed by the base form tell here as well. And next example, we must be very quiet. It is necessary that we be very quiet, or that we must be very quiet. It is necessary to be quiet. We mustn't make any noise. We are not allowed to make any noise. We needn't do something. On the other hand, here we needn't do something. You don't need to do it, but you can if you like. Means here we have two choices. In the case of must, you have one choice to do. If it is positive, you must do something, and not to do if it is negative, you mustn't do something. But here we have two choices. It is not necessary to do something, but if you want to do, you can do. Then here we don't have obligation. You are not forced to do something. You have the choice to do it or not. If you do it, it's okay. If you don't do it, it's okay. It is acceptable. So in the first example here, you can come with me if you like, but you needn't come if you don't want. You needn't come if you don't want means you have the choice. You can come if you want, and you cannot come if you want as well. You are free to decide. It is not necessary for you to come, but if you want to come, you can come. But if you say you mustn't come, that means you don't have any choice but not to come. Means you are not allowed to come. Example number 2. We have got plenty of time. We needn't hurry. We needn't hurry. It is not necessary for you to hurry. It is not necessary for you to hurry. But if you hurry, it's okay. You can, but it is not necessary. So you have two choices here. But in the case of must, you have one choice only. Not to do if it is negative and to do if it is positive. Part B. Before part B, let's look at must and needn't. If we look at must and needn't, we find that there is a base form after must. Must is followed by the base form, and need and needn't and mustn't as well are followed by the base form infinitive without to. Part B, instead of needn't, you can use don't or doesn't need to. And here in the first part, we spoke about needn't as if it is a modal verb. But here we can replace needn't by don't and doesn't. We can use the auxiliary verb do and does with need, and it becomes needn't becomes doesn't need or don't need to. But if we use don't and doesn't before need, we must use to after need. But if we use needn't directly, then we use the base form without to. Look at these two examples. We needn't hurry. Here we have needn't, and needn't is followed by the base form without to. Or if we use don't or doesn't, for example, we don't need to hurry or he doesn't need to hurry, we find out that to is used before hurry, before the base form. Then if we use do and does before need, then we use to after it, before the base form. So we use infinitive with to after don't or doesn't need. So it becomes like this: don't need to and doesn't need to. To conclude here, remember that we say don't need to do but needn't do. If you look here, you find that we use don't, and after need we have to plus do the base form. And if we use needn't, we have do without to. We have the base form only after needn't. But after don't need and doesn't need, we use to plus the base form. And it means it is not necessary to do something. You have the choice. If we think of this, we can find that it needn't is similar to don't have to in the meaning. Needn't is similar to don't have to. Part C, we have here needn't have done means needn't plus have plus past participle, and it is used for the past. It is used for the past. Study this example situation. I think it is going to rain. I'll take the umbrella. The person says, I think it is going to rain. I'll take the umbrella. Later, after some time, the person says, I needn't have brought the umbrella. It was not necessary for him to bring the umbrella. It means it was not necessary for him to bring the umbrella because it did not rain. Because it did not rain. The explanation is here. Paul had to go out. He thought it was going to rain, so he took the umbrella. But it did not rain. After leaving, it did not rain, so the umbrella was not necessary, so he needn't have taken it. He needn't have taken the umbrella. It was not necessary for him to take the umbrella. So we say he needn't have taken the umbrella. He took the umbrella, but this was not necessary. He discovered that it was not necessary to take the umbrella. So he said, I needn't have brought the umbrella. So we use needn't have plus past participle to express the necessity here, but in the past. Compare needn't do and needn't have done. Needn't do, needn't plus the base form, and needn't plus have plus past participle. Needn't plus the base form is used for present, and needn't plus have plus past participle is used for the past. Everything will be okay means now. Everything will be okay. You needn't worry. It is not necessary to worry. It means it is not necessary to worry. And when we say it is not necessary to worry, it means now. Everything was okay, and we have here was, and was indicates past. So you needn't have worried. So you needn't have worried. We use here needn't plus have plus worried to express past. And here you worried, but it was not necessary. You worried, but it was not necessary. Means you needn't have worried. It was not necessary to worry. It was not necessary to worry. So we say you needn't have worried because we express a past situation. In the first one, we say you needn't worry. It is for present situation. D. Didn't need to do and needn't have done. Okay. In the case of needn't have done, needn't here is used as an auxiliary verb, modal verb, and followed by have plus past participle to express the past. And didn't need to here preceded by did as if it is a main verb, and preceded by didn't and followed by to. And both indicate past. So what's the difference between both cases? I didn't need to. It was not necessary for me, and I knew this at the time. From the very beginning of doing something, I knew that it was not necessary for me to do it. Before doing the thing, before doing the action, it was not necessary for me to do it, and I knew that it was not necessary for me to do it. So I say I didn't need to get up early, so I didn't. Before sleeping, I knew that I didn't need to get up early, and I didn't in the morning. So I didn't. So the person says, I didn't need to get up early, so I didn't, because he knew from the beginning before sleeping. In the second example, I didn't need to get up early, but it was a lovely morning, so I did. The person here in the second example as well knew from the very beginning before sleeping that he didn't need to get, or she didn't need to get up early, but in the morning the weather was lovely, so he did, or she got up early because of the weather. It was lovely. Didn't need to in both examples indicate that the person knew that it was not necessary for him to do the action before sleeping from the very beginning. I didn't have to is also visible in these examples, and in this case This means that needn't equals to don't have to. Needn't is equal to don't have to, and if it is in the past, it becomes didn't have to. Didn't have to means it was not necessary, but if you want to do, you can. Or if you did, you can. I needn't have done something. Here, needn't followed by have plus past participle. I did it, but now I knew that it was not necessary. Means here, I didn't knew that it was necessary from the very beginning. After doing the action, I realized that it was not necessary. After doing the action, I realized it was not necessary to do the action. So the person says, I needn't have done something. So I needn't have done something is used when you realize that the action was not necessary to be done by you, not from the very beginning, but after doing the action. After doing the action, you realize that it was not important, was not necessary to do it. So you say, I needn't have done it. For example, here we find the example, I got up very early because I had to get ready to go away. I got up very early because I had to get ready to go away, but in fact, it did not take me long to get ready, so I needn't have got up so early. I needn't have got up so early. I could have stayed in bed longer. After, in the morning, I realized that was not important to get up early, so I say I needn't have got up so early. I didn't realize this before sleeping, but I realized this after I got up so early. I found that it was not important, so I say I needn't have got up so early. So the difference between didn't need to and haven't and needn't have done is that didn't need to, you know that, or you knew that it was not necessary for you to do the action before doing the action. But I needn't have done something, you knew that it was not necessary for you to do the action, but after doing the action. That's all. Thank you.